Today we will be taking a look at the Shimano Deore M6120s. These Deores are budget-friendly 4-piston brakes. I bought these off of eBay for $200 shipped. The reason the rotors look unevenly worn is because I just bought them. I've ridden these brakes bedded in with 180mm rotors beforehand, so no worries. These brakes come with all the big features that the higher end models have, like ceramic pistons, adjustable blades, iSpec EV, and servo wave. Despite what some people say, I actually think Shimano's have more modulation than SRAM. Having more modulation will reduce your chances of your wheel locking up and skidding. This can also help out if you do stoppies and wheelies. You won't have to worry about finding the perfect bite between lock and slightly rubbing. The brake levers are super stout and they have the new bar clamp design to reduce flex. The levers do come with the iSpec EV compatibility, so you can keep the cockpit looking nice and clean. I have the Shimano XD shifter that came with the iSpec 2, and it is compatible with the iSpec EV. I'll link the forum in the description of this video to show you how to do it. Shimano's one-way bleeding system is much easier to bleed than SRAM. I can bleed Shimano brakes within around 7 minutes without a mess, but with SRAM, it's always around like 10 minutes of dot fluid dripping all over the floor, and it just leads me to wondering if I got air in the system. Another thing I like about these brakes is that they use mineral oil instead of dot. The benefits are that mineral oil is not corrosive, meanwhile dot is very corrosive. Unlike the higher end models, the Deore M6120s do not support finned pads. I don't find this a huge drawback since SRAM and other brands don't use fins, and I haven't heard anyone saying these Deores overheat. The Deore M611000 levers requires a Allen to adjust the lever blade, and there is also no free stroke adjustment. These brakes come with organic pads which stop fine, but if you have long descents and you're a harder rider, it might be worth putting in some semi-metallic pads if you decide to get these. I'll link them in the description below. Shimano brakes are known to have a wandering bite point. This means that when you pull the lever a couple of times, the bite point changes. These brakes don't have the problem, and usually it is helped by bleeding the brakes. It's good to keep this in mind because this is only a short-term review. My last gripe about these brakes is that it uses a silver cotter pin instead of a threaded bolt. This is just an appearance type complaint, as with the bolt it looks much sleeker, meanwhile these have a silver cotter pin which stands out. These brakes are great bang for your buck quality. If you're upgrading to 4-piston brakes or just tired of your old unreliable brakes but don't want to spend a fortune on new ones, these are a great option. In my opinion, the drawbacks are not that bad for how good these brakes are. So far, and from my experience, these will be super reliable, look baller, and stop great. When these pads wear, I'll definitely upgrade to semi-metallics and call it a day. Well, that's it for this video. I just got a pretty cool sponsorship by a super cool brand. I'm just waiting on the gear to ship so I can do an unboxing and review. If you haven't already, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It'll help a ton. Thanks for watching.